binding energy and stability of nucleus. Now, if for a nucleus the binding energy is positive, that is, if it is greater than 0, then the nucleus is stable. But if the binding energy EB is less than 0, the nucleus is unstable and it disintegrates, that is, it breaks down, it disintegrates by itself. Now, the binding energy ranges, suppose I say about carbon 12, its binding energy is of the order of 100 mega electron volt, and it increases up to, say, suppose for uranium it is 1800 mega electron volt. So more is the binding energy, more stable is the nucleus. Okay, now we will talk about the mass defect and packing fraction. What do you mean by the mass defect? See, normally when we measure the atomic mass measured is not exactly whole numbers, but it is close to whole numbers, and that whole number is the mass number of the atom. See, mass, so we are talking about mass defect. See, if you measure the mass of in unified atomic mass unit, if you measure the mass of carbon 12, so it is exactly equal to 12 U, and 12 is a whole number. But if you measure for one hydrogen, it is not 1 U, but it is close to 1. It is 1.007825 U. That is very close to 1. It is not 1 U, but 1.007825 U. For 2H, it is not 2 U, but it is 2.014102 U. Similarly, for 4 helium, that is helium 4, it is 4.002603 U. For oxygen 16, it is 15.99 4915 U. So we see that the atomic masses, they are not exactly equal to the mass number, but very close to mass number. Only for carbon 12 atom, it is exactly a whole number equal to the mass number 12 into 12 U. Okay. Now what do you mean by mass defect? The mass defect is the difference between the atomic mass and the mass number. So mass defect is the difference between the atomic mass and the mass number of the atom. Mass number, all of you know, that is the number of protons and neutrons inside the nucleus. So, mass defect, it is actually equal to mass of the atom of mass number A and atomic number Z minus the mass number A. Okay, and we denote it, suppose we call it as delta M dash. Okay, now let us see some examples. Delta M dash, that is the mass defect of helium 4, is 4.002603 minus 4 is the mass number of the helium. This is for helium 4. Okay, so this is 0.002603 U. Here also U. Okay, so this is the mass defect of the helium 4 atom. Okay, similarly for oxygen 16, this delta M prime is equal to 15.994915 minus 16. 16 is the mass number of the oxygen atom. So this is equal to this is a negative number, minus 0.005085 U. This is also in U. So mass defect of the oxygen is a negative quantity and mass defect of helium is a positive quantity. So we can say that mass defect may be both positive and negative. Okay. Now we come to the concept of packing fraction. What do you mean by packing fraction? Now packing fraction is nothing but it is the mass defect per nucleon. Now packing fraction it is nothing but mass defect divided by the mass number. That is the mass defect per nucleon. Mass number means the total number of nucleons, that is the total number of protons and neutrons inside the nucleus. Okay, so this is M is packing fraction, we denote by small f. This is MAZ minus A divided by A. So this is equal to MA, this is capital Z, that is the number of protons, atomic number. So MAZ divided by A minus 1. So MAZ is equal to A into 1 plus F. So this is an important relation between the atomic mass and the mass number and the packing fraction. Okay, now it is seen that packing fraction is positive for very light nuclei and it becomes negative when the mass number A is greater than 20 and it attains a minimum value when the mass number is closely equal to 60, and then it gradually increases, and when the mass number is 180 it becomes positive again. So the packing fraction we can have a graph of the packing fraction with the mass number. So, if we plot here the packing fraction F into 10 to the power 4, say this is F is the packing fraction, and here we are plotting the mass number A. Now here suppose we have 0, here we have minus 10, here 10, then 20, then 30, then 40, and here we are plotting the mass number. So here suppose we have 20, then 40, then 60, 80, 100, 120, 140, 160, 180. So the graph is like this. Here I have 0. So when the mass number is less than 20, it has a very high positive value, and at 20 it becomes negative, and at 60 it attains a minimum, and then when it is 180, mass number is 180, it gradually increases, and above 180 it again becomes above 0, that is it becomes positive. So this is the approximate graph of the packing fraction versus mass number. Okay, now there is another thing that is called binding fraction. Now what do you mean by binding fraction? It is nothing but the binding energy per nucleon. Binding energy of the nucleus, binding energy per nucleon. So this is equal to EB. EB is the binding energy divided by the mass number, because mass number is the total number of nucleons, that is the total number of protons and neutrons inside the nucleus. So binding fraction is the binding energy per nucleon. Okay, so today we have seen that what do you mean by nuclear mass, then binding energy, then we have talked about unified atomic mass unit. We have expressed the rest masses of the electron, proton, neutron in terms of the unified atomic mass unit. Then we have talked about the mass defect, then binding fraction, packing fraction, etc. Okay, so this much is for today. We stop here. Thank you.